Yo, hey guys, it's poppin', Jacques Slade here, back with another unboxing, and today, as you can see, we have quite a few shoes to go through. Got a bunch of stuff in this week, and I want to just share all of that stuff with you guys. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. Got some stuff from Nike, some stuff from Nike basketball, some stuff from Adidas. It's all in here, so let's get right to it first. And I figured let's just start with Adidas, so let's get this popping. All right, put all this down here. First up is something relatively new from the good folks over at Adidas. I actually went to the launch of this sneaker out over in the UK in London, and it was for the POD system, which is called the point of deflection system. And this is a new colorway from the good folks over at Foot Locker. So let's take a look here. This is the new red colorway. Now this colorway is actually exclusive to Foot Locker. So if you've been waiting for a red pair and the black pair that originally launched, or maybe like the gray pair that came out just didn't fit your fancy, this red pair might be the pair to do it. I really like this color of red. It actually really pops. And just in case you guys, this is a big shout out to Adidas Originals for sending this over. This was sent to me by them. Now, if you're not familiar with the Adidas POD system, the point of deflection system, the whole point of deflection concept comes from the way that the shoe distributes energy from the heel to the forefoot. They have this plate here that they're calling the deflection plate, and basically they have a boost here at the heel and they have a ton of it here at the heel. So the shoe is nice and cushy and rebounds really well at the heel, but then they have this deflection plate that kind of eases the energy into the front or the forefoot of the shoe, where they have what's called high rebound EVA. So this EVA is not going to have as much bounce or as much boost, quote unquote, as the forefoot. And so this plate kind of deflects that energy and allows you to have a better ride when you go from heel to toe. It kind of stabilizes the shoe so that transition from heel to toe doesn't feel super awkward. Now, I am waiting for them to add a prime knit upper to the shoe. They have a knitted upper on the shoe. It is soft. It's nothing wrong with it. But I think prime knit will allow them to do some different patterns and different sort of designs on this upper that will really set these off. I've been wearing my pair. I have the original black pair, and they are mad comfortable. So if you do get a chance to pick these up, I think they're relatively inexpensive as well. I think they're like $120 or maybe $100. So if the POD or if Adidas is something that you're really into right now, I think the POD is something you should definitely check out. It's definitely a comfortable shoe. It's not something that everybody has. It's still early on, so you could be like one of those first adopters to really kind of adopt a style in the shoe and say that you were one of the first people, if that's something that matters to you. I am waiting for them, like I said, to do the prime knit uppers. I also like to see what they would do with maybe like a leather upper or a suede upper or a durable upper or something like that. Just really kind of play with the style of the upper on this shoe. One thing I am a little concerned about with this design is this gray rubber. There's a ton of rubber on here, which is great. I just don't know if I like the gray with the red, white, and the black. I don't know if I would, maybe if I would like this to be black. That's just me personally. That's just a personal thing, and there's nothing wrong with actual look of the shoe. I personally think I would prefer this to be black. I would prefer this to be black or maybe gum or something like that, or maybe even white. That's the way the whole thing is white, but that's just me, just outside observation, but not anything that's gonna make or break the comfortability. Is comfortability a word? The comfort. That's the word. The comfort of the shoe. Anyway, all right, let's move on to the next one. So this next one is actually a triple pack. It's a triple unboxing. And it's the Nike Air More Up-Tempo, which is one of my favorite basketball silhouettes from the 90s. So the 90s was basically Nike basketball's best time. Well, I shouldn't say that because now they make really great shoes as well. But on the whole, across the board, like all of the shoes that they were making at that time, including Air Jordan shoes, like Nike basketball was crushing it. And this shoe represents one of the most bold, the most garish shoes from that time, the Nike Air More Tempo. It was worn by Scottie Pippen, and Foot Locker is actually releasing what they're calling the EU pack. It celebrates 3 cities in the EU. The shoe was originally launched back in 1996. It was worn by Scottie Pippen. Only thing I don't like, well, actually, you know what? I'll get into that in just a second. Let's take a look at the colorways. So this is the Paris pair, and like the original pair, this pair goes with like the two-tone sort of look. Back when the shoe was launched, when it went for the Olympics, it was navy and white, and it had 3M on it. And something that was really dope about the 3M is when you took pictures of it, if like Scotty was in the air, the air would basically pop out a lot because it was 3M, and it was just a really garish sort of sneaker. I like this colorway. They have this black leather, which is really nice, and then on the actual Air logo or the Air side panels, I don't know if you call it the logo or the side panels, it has reptile, this sort of reptile print on it, which looks really dope. And then being that this is the Paris pair, there is a picture, I believe that's a picture of France. Please don't destroy me in the comments. My geography is terrible, but I'm guessing that's what France looks like, and then the star is where Paris is located. If I'm wrong, correct me down in the comments below. But again, just a really overt and wild design, very well put together by Nike Basketball. Glad to see they're bringing it back. They've been bringing the shoe back actually for a couple of years. I'm sure most of you know about the sub-tempo pair of these that Nike Basketball did with Supreme. Anyway, let's move on to the next pair. Actually, I'm going to start with this pair. I'm going to say the one that I like the most for last. So this is the pair for Milan or for Italy, and you see that the inspiration for this pair comes from the Italian flag with the red, the white, and the green. Of the three, I think this one pops the most. The green and the red just really pop out, and then that white in between just really give the green and the red time to really shine. The one thing that I wish Nike Basketball did back in the 90s that they do now is add those little details that speak to the athlete. They don't really do that. They didn't do that back then, outside of maybe just like your logo and maybe your initials. But I would love to see some callbacks to Scottie Pippen that speak to either his career or his high school that he went to, or some of the philosophies he's had. Maybe it was like win at no cost, or shout out to moms, or dad raised me, or whatever that little detail is that they do on the signature shoes today. You don't see that anymore. And this technically isn't his signature shoe, but because the shoe is so closely related to Scottie Pippen, I would love for there to be some sort of call out to him on this shoe somewhere. But yeah, of the pack, I think this is the one that pops the most. These actually released on 8/14 on footlocker.com, but they're actually going to hit retail stores on 8/25. So if you want to get a pair of these, you can. These would be $160, and yeah, just a solid basketball shoe from the 90s. And with that being said, let's hop into the last colorway. So this is the London pair, and this is my favorite of the bunch. It's just like the color on here is crazy, crazy, crazy. I think this one is the best. When this shoe was designed by a guy named Wilson Smith, during the let me backtrack a little bit. During the 90s, big clothes were like the things. Things were big, they were oversized. People were wearing pants, like super baggy pants. Like, I wear a large shirt, but if this was the 90s, the shirt that I have on right now would be like a double XL. I'm sure you guys have seen the hip hop records and know exactly what I'm talking about. So back in 1996, to see this Air so big and bold on the side of the shoe, it was really par for the course. It wasn't something that was out of the ordinary or extraordinary. It was just like, this was par for the course. This is what we expected during those times. But adding this color on top of it just makes it sick. This is really, really dope. Big shout out to the folks at Foot Locker for sending this pair over. I really love how all of these colors are on here. That's just crazy. That's really dope. And just a quick side note, quick fun fact, the Air the letters, they line up with the air bubbles on the outsole of the shoe. This is, I believe, the first Nike basketball shoe that had air all the way from the heel to the toe. I believe that's a fun fact about this one. I might be wrong about that one, but I'm almost sure that is why they really highlighted it with the air, why the designer, I should say, really highlighted that on the shoe right here to kind of highlight that the air was in the shoe. And obviously Nike Air was a big thing back then. It's kind of like React is today, or how Zoom X is today. Yeah, this is the London pair. Very, very dope. Can't wait to rock these. And to finish things off, we've got some stuff for Bron. I've actually been wearing LeBron's a little bit more now because he is a Los Angeles Lakers. Shout out to the Lakers. But this pair is a very special edition. I imagine this was a quick strike. It doesn't say a quick strike, but I think this was very, very hard to get, and it was a quick strike sneaker for the LeBron 15. Nike did some really cool stuff this year with the LeBron 15. I really love how they brought some of the past into the future with this design, and that's what you're seeing with this one. Look at that red. Red is just popping on these. So this shoe is inspired by the Nike Diamond Turf. The Nike Diamond Turf was worn by a guy named Deion Sanders, and Deion actually played 2 professional sports, which is not something that you would see in today's world. Athletes today, they are really just kind of corralled into one sport. If you're good at basketball, in high school you can mess around, but when you get to the pros and when you get to college, it's just one sport. They really don't care how good you are. But Deion broke that rule. Neon Deion, as they called him, or Prime Time, what they called him. That is what this shoe is inspired by, Prime Time. In fact, the nickname for this shoe on the box is actually LeBron 15 Prime, and it has the strap that you saw from the Diamond Turf, which hides the LeBron logo right there. Has a little hit of Nike on the strap, and then this red colorway is almost perfect, a way that it matches up with the original Prime. And then I love that they even kept the gold accent right there just as a throwback to his colorway. And for the final detail, they actually have the Diamond Turf logo right there on the tongue tab, which is very, very dope. Now, looking at the details of the shoe, this is the first time that I've had it in hand. I didn't realize that they painted the air units white, which makes me want to, hold on just a second. So I actually have this shoe as well, which is the LeBron 15 Griffey, obviously inspired by Ken Griffey Jr. And this shoe has that same sort of inspiration from a prior Nike shoe. But the thing about this one is they didn't paint the air unit. I had to go back and look at this one because I saw that this one was painted and I wanted to see what this one was. This one, basically, they just tinted it in the same sort of Seattle colors on here. But for this one, they actually went all the way white, which is an interesting. I'm not sure exactly how I feel about that. I mean, it's a small change. It's not a big deal, but I don't know. I just noticed that and it just kind of popped out to me just now. Anyway, put that down. And then the final detail on these is actually on the inside. I actually kind of wish that Deion was still with Nike, but unfortunately he is, I shouldn't say unfortunately, but he is with Under Armour now. That would have allowed them to do some more like detailing from Deion on here, maybe some of his records or some of his highlights on the shoe, kind of like they did with the Griffey shoe. But on this one, they actually have custom insoles kind of speaking to Deion and his dual sport athleticism, and they have like these insoles with the football field on them because Deion played football and he played baseball as well. And then they have the LeBron L23 logo right there, and it says family, loyalty, community, passion, fearless, tradition on the insole as well. Super cool. Anyway, so just wanted to give you guys a quick look at these. So let's do a quick recap of everything that was in here. Ooh, nice gold tip laces on these too. So we have the LeBron 15 Prime, which is the official name that they are calling it. We have the Up-Tempo London, the Up-Tempo Paris, and then we have the Up-Tempo Milan. We have the Adidas POD system. This is the red colorway exclusive exclusively over at Foot Locker. These will be available at Foot Locker. They released on footlocker.com already. I believe I said that already, but if I didn't, and then they release at Foot Locker stores, at select stores actually, on the 25th, and they'll be $160. And I believe these are 100, 120, and I believe these are 185 or maybe 200. But these are basically sold out already, and I don't think you'll be able to get your hands on those, unfortunately. Anyway, with that being said, guys, as always, I appreciate you. Make sure you like, favorite, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And if you really, really like what you see right here on this channel, just know that I appreciate you, and it will definitely help me if you turn on your notifications. As always, I'm Jacques Slade, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.